Hello, and welcome to the Kindred Essence Tarot and to my latest pick a card reading, which is Have You Been Abducted by Aliens? So, a little bit about alien abduction. What is alien abduction? From my perspective, it is, beings of various intents who come into this reality and take you out of this reality for various purposes. Now, the purposes could be anywhere from something nefarious to something very spiritual and very high intention to something in between, self-centered but not quite nefarious. So runs the gamut of intentions. So this is something that a lot of people have experienced. Some people are aware of this, while some of them are not. So I decided to do a reading about this experiences. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to get, what I'm going to channel, but I'm intending that I get the best possible information to help you on your journey to deal with these experiences or these possible experiences in your life. So look at the three piles. We've got pile number one, the red flashlight pile, pile number two, the green flashlight pile, and pile number three, the purple flashlight pile. So tune in to yourself, your own energy, and then reflect on what your possible experience could have been, and then tune into what pile, the pile one, pile two, or pile three, you resonate closely with, most resembles your experience the most. And let's get started now. So pile number one, the red flashlight pile. So have you been abducted by aliens? We've got the chariot. So I'm getting yes, and I'm getting that this has been something that possibly has traumatized you in some sort of way. I'm getting Six of Cups. Interesting. So we've got the Chariot, the Emperor, and the King of Pentacles. So what I'm getting for this is like, yes, you have been abducted by aliens, and it's something that has been, it sort of attacked your sense of safety more than you think, because you've got the King of Pentacles. He's the king of the physical realm, and ideally he's grounded, but I'm getting for you that your experience that you've had, and then we've got the red flashlight. So my sense is that it's attacked your sense of power and your sense of like being rooted to this realm. Interesting. So I'm getting that it's actually been a traumatizing experience for you, your alien abduction experience, and I'm getting that in some cases they could have been nefarious, but I'm getting in a lot of cases more so not so nefarious. What I'm getting is that they had a job to do, and it was like you may have been used for some sort of genetic experiment, like your genes. So you may have this sense of almost being like violated by this, even though I'm hearing in most cases it was kind of a sense of they wanted to something about your genes. And I'm hearing, okay, what I'm getting with the Six of Cups is it's like they've sort of followed you, it's like your lineage, and they thought, oh, they've got good genes for this. It's an interesting thing to say, but it's like they like to use certain genes for like their experiments to like they follow families. So I'm getting very much that they followed your family, but it's kind of, I'm getting it sort of a sense, it's you may want to deal with the trauma and put up boundaries in this. What I'm hearing with the chair is that in this time you have the right to say no. So you have the right to decide. And I'm hearing you may have, in some cases, may or may not have made an agreement with them, but I'm hearing whether or not you, because oftentimes we make agreements with these ETs, like when we reincarnate, yes, you can use our DNA for something, yes, because they like to really, figure out what happens here because it relates to them somehow. It relates to them. So I'm hearing whether or not you made an agreement with them, you have the right to decide. Because I'm seeing this energy of them sort of overriding your will and making you don't have a sense of security in the physical realm because of it. So I'm getting whether or not they have. I'm getting very much, yeah, a genetic vibe, following your family and figuring out, okay, using your genes, like because you have you have good genes. I'm hearing that are ideal for various practices. I'm hearing they follow your family. I'm hearing is some, don't be alarmed, but in some cases they may have created children out of your DNA, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm drawn to the chest. So I'm hearing some cases with the Six of Cups, but they followed your family. But I'm hearing that you need to put up boundaries. You can say, and I'm hearing the phrase. I'm hearing you choose, and do not let anyone take their choice away from you. Because a lot of the times when people have had these experiences, they have them at night. So there can be sort of a fear of sleeping, like sort of you wake up in the morning, something wasn't quite right, and there's a sense of like violation, whether or not you wanted it or not. But it's what I'm hearing is that you have the choice. You have the choice to decide whether or not these beings come into your life, whether or not, and I'm hearing very clearly, whether or not you agreed to this originally. You now in this time from, I'm hearing this is another day, another dollar, or another day, another um something like another aller or something. Like it's basically like you have the choice to decide what comes into your reality or not. And I'm hearing that that's very important for you to say in all aspects of your life. You have the right to decide what and what not comes into your life. I think this might be actually my pile, because sometimes a reader will pick a card and they'll get a pile for themselves. But it's sort of like I'm hearing that there's almost like this, because of this energy that you can't quite explain. It's sort of like, because of it, it's sort of like there's this sense of sort of eeriness inside of you. It's sort of like you sense that there's stuff. I'm getting that is that there's a sense of you've been somewhere else, but it's sort of like you're like, where was I? And I'm hearing you have the power. You have the power to decide what. And I'm getting with money, because this kind of may have attacked your ability, your sense of power, because that's associated with money. It may have attacked your root chakra and your sense of power with your, like your I'll say sexual organs, right? The sense of, and which is actually associated with money too, right? Those are all things associated with money. So I'm hearing that take back your power over all aspects of your body, and money, and you will be able to create more abundance in money when you integrate this experience. Interesting, but it's all to do, it's not just about money, because that's the smallest aspect of it. It's just a sense of how your inner power relates to money, and it's sort of like you kind of know, but it's sort of I'm hearing it's attacked your sense of confidence. And I'm hearing you may need to just say to cut off from this experience, say I do not consent. And you may almost need to do the soul searching and decide very much. I'm hearing you decide now what, like, this may be in the past that this happened and you had no control of it, but I'm hearing those days are far from gone. Now you need to do the soul searching and decide what kind of beings, what kind of spiritual entities, and humans, and I'm hearing it relates to humans too, because it relates, because when you have the sort of beings that can come into your space, and oftentimes it happens at night. In fact, most of the time it does, right? It can cause sleep problems, number one, but it also can cause a sense of, oh, I don't have control over my own body, even if you decided it, even if you made an agreement. I'm hearing those agreements are null and void now. Now, in this time frame, you decide, and I see you may need to do some spiritual searching in order to know what those boundaries are, and it will all, I'm hearing it will permeate. Once you heal this experience, it will permeate all aspects of your life in terms of boundaries with people in your life. And I'm hearing count your blessings. I'm hearing, even though I hear that you've had some very negative experiences with this, I'm hearing count your blessings, sort of, what's the word, sort of tune into what you've learned from this, if you will, but also set boundaries as well, and be very clear about what you will and will not have in your life. Okay, let's see what else we got. Seven from the bottom, and I'm hearing Lord, and what I'm hearing from that is that you are the Lord of your own life, and no one can overtake your space. And I hear, say, do not consent. I do not consent. And I'm hearing, you can say, I do not consent to anything. And you can also say, I decide what beings or entities will enter into my space. I have control over all my body and my. So you may want to go into all your spiritual aspects and just sort of affirm for yourself that you have control over your body, and that. But I'm hearing that most of the cases they're not nefarious. I'm hearing there might be some cases that they're nefarious. It kind of runs the gap, but it's a lot of genetic, sort of selfish genetic experiments. You may have been part of that, but I'm hearing some were nefarious. I'm hearing Draco in some cases, but I'm also hearing that you found the ran the gamut, but it kind of settled with your lineage and but I'm hearing that yeah, that's all for this reading. But I think here that you'll have something to reflect on, but you're intuitive. You'll know how to go within to resonate, to sort of digest this experience and to integrate it in the best way possible. So yeah, that's all we got for pile number one. I hope you enjoyed that. That was yeah, an interesting reading. You never know what you're gonna get when you pick these piles, so it's interesting to me to do them. And so yeah, maybe check out my other videos and see if it is worth it for you to subscribe. Thank you for listening. All right, hello, pile number two, the green flashlight pile. Let's see, have you been abducted by aliens? Let's see what Spirit wants to say about your experience with. And I'm also hearing that, yeah, you may have one more than one, another pile. People who pick this pile, you may or may not have another pile this reading, but you have to decide. You go with it. It's all about your empowerment. So, Strength, Page of Wands, Six of Wands, and King of Cups. So I'm hearing that you're quite actually emotional about the experiences that you've had with the extraterrestrial realm, and you feel like sometimes you almost. I'm hearing this feeling of sort of wrestling with the mixed feelings that you have with these kind of experiences. I'm hearing that you've had some very sort of high end spiritual beings, these energies with these sort of spiritual beings who've abducted you. And I'm getting this image of they really they really showed you a lot of things. I'm hearing that these, and I'm hearing zeta reticulum. That's what I heard, zeta reticulum. But I'm hearing that they really showed you some things, and they kind of these beings that you've encountered, they abducted you to change your trajectory, to make you feel like you have something more to give. You already had something to give, but it's sort of like they gave something to you that you can give the world. Interesting. So that's what I'm getting, is that you really had a very spiritual experience with these beings. But I'm hearing that you're very conflicted because you don't really know, like, you know, you've had these kind of experiences, but you're just like, how do I integrate it? And it's like, okay, I'm hearing you're feeling a sense of conflict because you don't know. I'm hearing for number one, you don't know what happened, and you know something happened. But I'm hearing that they imparted some sort of spiritual knowledge on you to change the direction of your life. They're so I'm getting in a lot of cases for this pile very well intentioned that wanted to change the direction of. But I'm hearing that there's sort of a sense of conflict, like, what do I do with this? It's sort of this energy in yourself of like, I know something happened. What do I do with this? But I'm hearing, what you do with this experience will come out naturally. It's and I'm hearing it's up to you how much you share about these experiences. And I'm hearing just know in most cases that they had good intentions for you. I'm hearing that in part something may have happened that was like, I'm hearing in some cases, and it's not for everyone, but like they may have taken you somewhere and they may have shown you something, and something could have gone, you may have seen something you may have wanted to. So there's a part of a conflict and a split feeling about these experiences. But I'm hearing that you'll just have to go within to figure out what exactly this experience means for you, and like what it means means, okay, what I'm hearing is, it's sort of like in a lot of cases you're having trouble sort of figuring out, okay, what does this experience mean in this reality I'm hearing? Um, what does this experience mean for this reality is what I'm hearing. Interesting. So I'm hearing that consolation. I'm hearing in some cases they were trying to, what they did, like, what is it I'm getting for some, like, they were trying for something to have an effect on you, a positive effect, but it may have had the opposite effect. They wanted to console you, but they ended up scaring you and traumatizing you. In some cases, they wanted to show you something. It's like they didn't quite understand the human psychology that much, and they were trying to, in some cases, their intentions was to help, but they ended up really like messing, like, I don't want to say messing you up. That sounds kind of bad, but they kind of they wanted to. Their intentions were good, but instead, like, they can they okay. I'm getting in some cases they showed you. This is what they do to some people. They showed you about a terrible future that they wanted to avert, like they somehow did that. They showed you, they brought you up, they showed you, but instead they kind of traumatized you, and they didn't mean to do that. Like they're, I see that the group that abducted you, they're sort of like, they don't really understand human psychology, so they ended up traumatizing you, but with positive intentions, if that makes sense. So there's some sort of conflict that you have to resolve, and there may be some anger at it too. Like it's some sort of energy of anger, confusion behind this. And see what else I can get. I'm gonna pull some more from, let's see, from the tarot deck. Let's see. Let's see, what do I get? So it's sort of like, let's see. It's interesting. 8 of Cups. Like what I'm seeing is that they kind of, so this may have happened in childhood, but it's sort of like they tried to give you a purpose, but there was like almost like an argument about like what you should do, and they started like trying to control you, your direct, interesting, I'm getting, they tried to do something, but it was kind of, it ended up wrong, even though their intentions were right. So what I'm hearing them say is like, our intentions were good, but like, yeah, I'm hearing this energy of, they started arguing about, they wanted to put you on the right path, but they ended up somehow, in some cases, traumatizing you. Interesting. Traumatizing you with good intentions. Interesting. And I'm getting that. Okay, I'm interesting. I'm getting another, that you kind of got, another thing that happened is, okay, what I'm getting is that you had this positive experience, but you had a very negative experience too with another, like, ET group that was very negative, and it's sort of, you got it mixed up. So it sort of, it kind of messed up your ability to soul search, to move forward, because it's sort of like they traumatized you, they got you, so you kind of got it confused about. So that's what I see. I got a very, like, the kind of a very spiritual group like helped you, but also a negative group did as well too. So it's sort of like you didn't know how to integrate it. So something to reflect on is, number one, that you have the boundaries, you have the ability to allow what you want into this life. But also, let me see if I can get another card here. Also, um, I'm hearing there's something has to happen where you you know what you need to regain clarity within yourself. Like, I think this card is the clarity. She's deciding what she throws out and what she keeps. So I'm hearing that because it's an experience, you need to sort of um, create an inner clarity and direction of your life, and sort of explore these experiences that you had through journaling, and say, what do I want, what do I not, what do I want, what is my clear path, and somehow maybe ask for it in dreams, but somehow how this relates to you, because I'm hearing that these experiences very much relate to your path. So I'm hearing journal about it, reflect on, just having that intention of reflecting it. It's something that you need to clarify within yourself, what your path is, what it isn't, And I'm saying go within and reflect on how these experiences reflect to your path, because you need to sort out what you want, what you don't want, and clarify what is right and what is true for you in regards to your path moving forward. Because I saw this sort of this energy of these forces sort of manipulating you in different directions. And I'm hearing it's time for you to step into your power, throw out what you do not need, keep what you need, and it's time for clarity. I hear the word clarity about your own path, and somehow it relates to these experiences. So I'm saying, like, as a journal prompt or a reflection prompt, if you're a meditation prompt, if you will, what are these experiences? What did I take from them? But now I need to be clear about my path, because there was sort of some manipulation that happened, and you need to be clear about your path now, completely irrespective of this manipulation. So I keep on saying, yeah, manipulation, manipulation. You need to be completely clear of this manipulation and have your clear path forward. And once you know yourself, once you have this confidence of knowing and clarity and confidence, then the manipulation, the energy of feeling manipulated will go away, because you'll know. So the whole idea is to extricate the bad parts of the experiences, even the good parts I'm hearing, and just know your clarity. Because once you know this clarity, you will be sort of beyond the level of some of the positive beings even that had good intentions, but they didn't really know what humans how humans operate. So it was kind of, it wasn't a good experience because of that, for the good ones, and the bad ones were just bad. But the good ones had good intentions, but they still, you need to even resolve the experiences with the good ETs, because in that way you'll have your ultimate clarity. The whole goal is clarity, and you will gain that clarity, and you will move forward on the right path. Okay, that's all for Parliament 2. I hope you enjoyed that. Maybe give it a look at, like, and comment if you enjoyed it. And also, you can check out my other videos in the playlist section. I cover a wide variety of topics. You can check that out and see if it's worth it for you to subscribe. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. Time for pile number 3. Hello, pile number 3, the purple flashlight pile. And have you had abduction experiences? And if so, let's probe into them and see what they have to say, what the cards have to say. So you've got the 9 of Pentacles, the 10 of Cups. Interesting. Already 2 positive cards. 3 of Pentacles and 7 of Wands. I'm hearing this sense of you're almost waiting for them to like, there's a sense of some very positive beings that were your family, almost as beings that you were your family. And it's sort of like, I feel this almost this heart homesick feeling, because you feel very abandoned from your actual ET home family, and these beings, they tried to abduct you so you could have that feeling of family again on this earth, because it's very difficult, because there was a sense of wealth and love that you feel. I'm hearing that you feel very separate from love and harmony on this earth. And I'm hearing that they're interesting. I'm hearing that too. Um, that they're hearing because you feel so separate, and sort of almost heartbroken in some cases. I'm hearing it's sort of, it's getting better in some cases, but it's sort of like, I'm hearing to assuage this, that you should find a couple of people from your specific family, your specific star alien family, these people that visited you. I'm hearing there's a couple. I'm hearing 3. I'm hearing the word 3, and there's more people that you can find as well to create connections with. But I'm hearing 3 in particular that that you can find on earth, this earth in this time. Yeah, I keep on getting 3 people. So have that intention to find 3 people on this earth that are that are sort of from your home planet. They are the same that ones that abducted you, because they've. I'm hearing they were your very specific star family, and they may even have met them in abduction experiences, but you can find them here on Earth. I'm hearing people who've had the same family, very specific. I'm hearing it's a very specific planet, and you can find these people here. I'm hearing 3. I keep on hearing 3 for some reason. And just put the intention out. I see maybe a starseed group you might find them in. Perhaps you may even want to start a starseed group, but just put their tentacles out and you'll know them. You'll know these people from this very specific region. I'm saying it could be Palladian, but that's not really, the name is not important. The important thing is you'll just know that this is a specific family that took you, and you'll find these very specific people on this earth that took you, and you may have even had the abduction experience just together, like the fact, like the what I'm trying to say is the people that the aliens that took you, you're all part of a family of a couple of people, three in particular that are on this earth, and that you need to find them to sort of, you'll feel a sense of knowing once you found them, and you'll have that sense when you find them. Like I'm hearing that the ones that took you, they tried to connect you to your spiritual center, right? You see the purple, the center. I heard they tried to, and I hear they helped you a little bit with these experiences, but it would help you a little more to find, or a lot more. It would be a bit of puzzle, a complete bit of puzzle to find these people on Earth. So I keep on getting three. Three is important. The number three in regards to this. And so I'm hearing that you're almost, there's a sense of waiting for them, and I'm hearing that they're saying it's not healthy for you to wait for them. There's a sense of almost waiting for them to take you home, and I'm hearing that's not healthy because you're supposed to stay here, ground that energy in this earth, find people on this earth, and they say stop waiting for them to take you home, because your home is now for now. Your home is here for now. So I'm hearing a sense of if you create this, yeah, find these three people, and you will. I'm hearing young woman. They may have taken you as a young woman, or yeah, like they. Or there's very interesting. I'm getting young woman, old woman. So I'm hearing that there's interesting young women. Their whole intention is to be with you throughout your lifespan, and that you find these three people that will be with you throughout your lifespan on this planet. So very interesting. A young woman, old woman. That's interesting. I pulled those two cards from this deck. So that's okay. I'm getting that's important for another reason as well too. I'm hearing that. Oh, I'm hearing that this person, in some cases, either you're an old woman and it's a young woman that could be part of these three important people, or you're a young woman and someone from your group, your star group, could be an old woman. That's another important thing. Okay, interesting. And I'm also hearing that that you're lonely because you had a very strong connection with the star family. Like they very much, people were very, yeah, I'm getting a lot of cases it's palladium, but it could be other energies too, right? But it's sort of like very much they stayed throughout the lifespan. Like there's a sense of connection, and the 10 of cups, 9 of pentacles, that sense of abundance and love. And I'm hearing you can, since there's it's like this select few that you can find, and there's other star seeds, right, of different types, but I'm here, and I'm hearing that's advantageous to find. I mean, there's a lot of other star seeds you could find that are positive too, but I'm hearing it's not just any star seed, it's one from your very specific group that you can find on Earth. But I'm hearing, yeah, find the larger group. I'm hearing there's different groups. There's the very specific group. Find that. That would be the most advantageous. But there's also a bigger group of people that are good, but that are good to find on this earth that would really help you as well, but not to the extent of this finding these people. But so I'm hearing they might have been in some cases some that you've known who's older than you. You're the younger person, this older woman, and you may have had some sort of connection, mother, grandmother, aunt, could be some other mentor, and yes, they were from your star family very specifically. Very specific. I'm getting very specific. A small group, but there's a bigger group too, but a small group from this planet. So you may have already known them. If that's for you, you'll know that. But let's see what else do we get here. So, um, let's see what else can we get for your. So, but yeah, they're saying it's not healthy to wait for them because you need to be here now. And I'm hearing you need to have boundaries. They're saying here on earth with yourself. And not, I'm hearing not be so wishy-washy because you were here. Integrate the energy, I'm hearing, that's good from this experience, but also I'm hearing don't cut it off, because it's good to connect with those energies, but you need to have this sense of boundaries. Like the emperor very much has boundaries, so, and very much has boundaries. You need to be have them here. They're saying you need to have boundaries and discipline with how you are on earth. Like you need to have and I'm hearing that it would help you to find to connect with this very specific group of star seeds. And I'm hearing you'll know it. You'll know the larger group of star seeds, and also the which is good to connect with. But then they'll be very clear on the specific. That will be a totally different rush than, there's star seeds there from other groups, and I'm hearing that's good too. But to get this very specific starseed group would be really advantageous for you. So put a very strong intention that you find these people, as well as the more, like I said, the other spiritual people. But so, but then the very specific spiritual people from your planet is very, very, very advantageous. So, um, maybe one more message that would be of helpful to you. So I'm hearing quietly serve and hear that all your good deeds do count. That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you may seem quiet, but you're not quiet. All your deeds very much do count. Very much so. So yeah, and they say hello, and we are watching you all the time, and we see the ripples of your goodness that are of much more consequence than you could ever imagine. Wow. Okay, so that's pretty profound, and yeah, thank you for listening. I hope you can give it a like or comment if this resonated. You may even want to look at the other piles if they resonate, whatever piles that resonate for you. But you may even want to check out the my playlist section. I cover a wide range of topics. So you may want to see what those topics are, and then subscribe if you find that's would be advantageous to you. All right, thank you very much, and I hope you have a very terrific day. Bye bye.